Good afternoon, Will here with Sullivan Auto Trading. Let's take a walk around on this Ford Transit Connect. So starting from the front, the headlight housings look nice and clear on both sides. Now what I'm going to do is I pan around this vehicle is I'm going to go panel by panel, and I'm going to describe each panel the way I see it. I will point out every single blemish that I see, mark, nick, not to devalue the car, but really because you're not here on the lot to see it. So it's important that when this thing shows up at your house or at the Ford dealership, that it's represented the way that it truly is in person in this video. So the plastics are really in great condition as I get down here, and you can see as we pan along the bottom, you know, none of the grill pieces are cracked. I just see so many of these that have front end damage on them. And it looks like, actually, as we pan around here, we got a little, just where it's misaligned here, where this bumper piece is kind of just popped out. It's almost like, if I push it down, and it's perfect. It's almost like the retainer clip broke. We may actually be able to do something to make that a little better, but that's worth pointing out. And then as we get it here on the paint, you can see some small little rock chips. But really, no signs of any paint work or dents as we look all the way down the side here. But as we get around to the, and then some light little scuffs right here, which you expect that. I don't think there's one pre-owned in the world, especially one of this year, almost 10 years old, that that doesn't have that, especially on that lower part of the bumper. But it looks really good. The hood, as we come across, no signs of any hail damage or massive dents, but you do have, you know, some tiny little chips that you should be able to see. Let me get out of my own shadow here as we pan along here, but hood is in good condition. Driver's side fender looks really good. All the gapping through here looks good. So I don't see any signs of any paint work or any minor collisions or anything like that. Little scuff here. And really just a good looking fender. Here's a shot while I'm down here of the front tire and wheel. Wheel cover is in excellent condition, no curb rash. And then the tires are very meaty. I'd say if they're not brand new, they've been replaced very recently. So Starfire, Solaris tires, which are, you know, kind of middle of the road. They're not Michelin's, but they're very soft. And no signs of dry rotting, of course. They seem to really almost be brand new. So driver's side door looks to be in great shape. No big dents or dings. And again, just some tiny little blemishes as we go along the door edge there, which is expected, especially when these things are worked in. Sliding doors in good shape. You do have one tiny dent there. And we have the quarter panel of the vehicle, where we have one small tiny dent right there on the body line, but overall looks pretty good. And we'll pan along the top here of the sliding door and the roof and A-pillar. So far looks really good. Rear tire, matching set, as you can see. Good meaty tires on there. And this wheel cover is in great shape, and this is a Ford wheel cover. Small little blemish right there, but. And then we're back here to the quarter panel. So the tail light is crystal clear, no signs of any condensation. And then the plastics, I'm really impressed on how nice the plastics look on this, front and rear. Of course, from loading, you have some blemishes along the top there. That's expected on a utility vehicle. But just the plastics look excellent. You know, as we go around, this taillight looks good. I'm going to pan out so we can get a shot of the rear deck lid, and it looks great. This looks like the birds got us. That's not a blemish. We'll have to get that cleaned up. But the tailgate in this looks excellent. So back around to the passenger side quarter panel, everything looks good. I don't see any dents or blemishes worth pointing out. And then it looks like we got one small little nick here, and a couple here and here and here. I mean, but they, as you can see, they're so tiny. And then the plastic molding along the side looks great, and the rocker panel molding looks great too. So that passenger side door looks awesome, and so does the passenger side front door. The side mirror housings are in good shape. Glass is in good shape. And back around to the fender where we have that one little pop out, which we'll see what we can do to try to make that a little better. But for a utility vehicle that's almost 10 years old, I'm very, very impressed with the condition. And the reason I say that is we have so many companies that buy these and they get their employees in them and they're rough on them. So, all right, without further ado, we'll go inside. So my first impression when I open the door on this vehicle is just clean. And another thing, it's never been smoked in, which is huge when you're talking about utility vehicles. It has the all-weather or rubber floors through the vehicle, and they're all very, very clean. Trying to pan out bits and pieces of the floor mat from where it came through cleanup and it tore. But I mean, it's very, very clean in here. I'll get a shot of the rear. Now I think it's probably going to be better that I shoot this video with the back doors open, but I do want to get this angle while I'm in here. Go ahead and take the key. We have one key. Unfortunately, we do not have two keys for this vehicle, so a second key will need to be made if you want a second key. Starts right up. See there, and the warning lights. Now this seatbelt that's flashing is not flashing in person. Neither is this info or this information thing here. It's just the refresh rate on this camera is very high, actually, and so it just appears that way on the video, but it is not flashing. I have the air conditioning on. It's blowing ice cold, and look how just clean the instrument panels are. Remember, this is a 10-year-old vehicle, and these really show no signs of wear. The buttons on the radio show no signs of wear. It's just very clean in here. And then we'll take a shot of this overhead console. It's got the big old sun visors. A little storage area up here. And no dents in the roof. Seat belts all seem very clean. You do have this is your Virginia State Safety Inspection Certificate where it passed. And then you have the owner's manual, which is also nice. All right, we'll get a shot of the motor and get a shot from the back here. All right, now I have a couple scuffs through the door, as you can see here. Some scuffing on the wheel well covers, as you can see there. And then you can see where the rubber mat, has had stuff sat on it. It's got some punctures and stuff like that. But that is normal for these. You got all your tie downs in the 4 locations here if you need to tie anything down. But whoever had it was definitely using the cargo area. And, it shows signs of stuff being in and out, probably toolboxes and stuff. But it's really just up front where the driver and passenger are just very clean. I think the cargo area, you expect to see some wear and tear just because it's a cargo area. It's like a pickup bed. But you could always, if that bothered you, I believe it's just a roll-off mat you can get from Ford and replace right over top of it. So, doors shut, real clean, tight. Let's get a shot of the motor. Oh, I already did that. Let's see here. And I have the car running, so you'll be able to hear the motor. Super, super clean. Sounds like a sewing machine, just like it should. It's really a good sounding motor. just being in the car business forever, I mean, the first thing I do when I pop these is I start to look for signs that bolts have been turned and clips have been popped off, and I don't see any of that. So I don't think, you know, anything's ever happened with the front end of this vehicle. Everything looks really, really good. No complaints. And there you have it. I will get you over the inspection report, or at least the repair order of everything we did to this vehicle to bring it up to our standards and the state standards. And if you do want to move forward, just reach out to Shannon. I'm going to have her also send you over our offer of what we can do to try to help you. I think if you buy this for yourself or your business, you'll be very pleased with it. Some things that, you know, I really liked about this vehicle. I've been in the industry 25 plus years. I've seen a lot of these, and quite candidly, most of them are just destroyed and disgusting. Most have people in them that are smoking in them. They stink, they're dirty on the driver and passenger seat, and this simply doesn't have any of that. You know, the outside of this vehicle for a 2015, I'm really happy with, because they're utility vehicles and they're not all the time personal vehicles. They tend to be abused a little bit more. You have employees and technicians in them that just throw their stuff around, and to kind of walk around it and not really see a bunch of bangs and dents and dings was nice. I love the fact that the tires are in such good condition. I would imagine, you know, anything that goes through our shop has great brakes. We'll find out if we did any brake work on it, or if they were past our standards and the state standards. So I'll try to get you that information. And I love the inside is just the buttons don't show wear, the steering wheel doesn't show wear, and it seems very clean overall. If I had to make, you know, any criticisms to the vehicle, I'd say, you know, the front alignment of that bumper up there where it had been bumped out or the clip broke, you know, that's something, you know, to make mention of at least. It may not even bother you, but we're going to try to see if we can get a new clip for it, or try to get it to seat back in there a little better. And then, you know, the fact the cargo mat has some, you know, wear and tear on that mat itself. You know, that doesn't bother me because of, you know, you use it for cargo. But if I had to be critical, I'd say, you know, it looks like somebody used their work van for a work van. But other than that, I mean, there's a lot of great things to say and very little criticism. So I hope this video gave you enough information to try to buy it, and we hope it ends up in your driveway. Thank you.